Hi, welcome back to Cranking Out Crafts. My name's J Flo, and today I'm going to show you how to make these adorable faux bottle brush trees with yarn. These are great to use on your mantle, table decor, little seasonal scapes that you do around your house, or even in your Christmas villages. All right, we will get started. Now, the supplies that you'll need are yarn. So I've got all these little yarn balls over here, and you can use fuzzy yarn, you can use just a regular kind of red heart. I think this is 4-ply yarn. You'll also need floral wire, a good pair of sharp scissors, something to use as your little tree trunk too. I've got a wagon wheel on this one, a little thimble thing or pot, wooden pot on this one. This one I have a wagon wheel, a bead, and a few other things. Today we're just going to use these little wood beads, but you can get very creative when you choose your bottoms as well. You'll need glue gun too, and cardboard for template. So what I did is I cut a triangle template and then cut the top off very flat. Now what I've found is it's good to make the tree kind of fat and not tall and thin. If it's too tall and skinny, your yarn is going to fall off the top. If you try this, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I choose to do my triangle kind of big and chubby. And this is probably, it's 5 inches here, and I would say maybe 6 inches tall. And then I just cut off the top. It's not a point. Okay. With this craft, you can also combine yarns, so don't be afraid to do that. A lot of times you've got just a little bit left over in your, like the end of your roll after you've made a lei or maybe a blanket, but these little chunks or scraps are perfect to use for these little trees. Okay, so we'll get started. I'm gonna do blue today. I had some of this blue left over and I just wrapped it to these little balls. So I will take my template, and this is cardboard. You could use mat board, cardboard, anything, but you want it to be firm. And I start about here and I just wrap and continue wrapping. Don't need a ton of yarn, but you absolutely do not want to see the cardboard. And you'll also want it to be a little bit thicker, and so more yarn wrapped around the bottom part. Few little tips I can tell you as I've done this a few times, that cardboard actually works best and better than a board that's really smooth on the side. I feel like the cardboard, it just grabs it and doesn't slide off as easily. If you've got kitty cats, make sure your yarn ball is secure in something on the floor so your cats don't chase it. So I'm working my way up the top. I feel like this size for the tree is actually a really good size. I've tried to make them a little bit larger and it seemed a lot more difficult to make, but feel free to experiment with different sizes. Okay, so now for this bottom part, I'm gonna make sure I get it nice and thick. And a few more times. Okay, I've come to my end. Now what I'm gonna do is take my floral wire and bend it in half. And this floral wire that I have here, it's not too hard, it's not too soft. It's maybe like a 20 gauge. You could probably do thinner. Pipe cleaners might be too short depending on your pattern that you have. Then you'll take this, put your form here, and then you'll start to slide this off, keeping it in the center. There we go. And I will just pull this down. And then I'm going to give it a twist here. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is go in between here with my good pair of scissors. And I'm going to cut all the loops. Again, you want a good pair of scissors when you're doing this part. And it's just like a pom-pom, right? Just kind of fluffs it right out. And I'm gonna go on this side, give it a cut right down that center in all the loops. Now you want to be very careful when you're holding this, because these could easily fall out. Now what I'm gonna do is give it a turn and start twisting it. You could use a pair of pliers to do this, but I just use my hands. Now I take a look at the tree and see that I definitely need to do some shaping here. So this is when we start to give it a haircut. And a little trick, I put it on top of my triangle and I smush it down like this, and then I give it a haircut right along that triangle's edge. Do the same thing for the other side. Give it a little trim. I just found that this really helps me as a guide. Okay, then I look at the tree again at a different angle. See a loop I did not get. And this just takes a little bit of time. I keep placing it down and trimming this edge, but keep working with it and you'll get a really cute little tree that's proportionate. Just gonna keep on working at that. And it's totally coming along. You can start to see the shape of the tree. Oh, this is really cute, that angle. So I'm gonna lay it down again. Give it another trim. Lots of fuzzies. I do find that when I cut a lot from the top, it starts to really make that nice little point. Okay. Oh, I've got some loops that didn't quite get cut. That's totally okay. A couple of stragglers, but I'm really happy with this shape of the tree. Then the next thing that I'll do is take my bead, put it through here, and I'll add a little hot glue. Actually, I may do two to make the trunk a little bit bigger. Oh, that's cute. That's super cute. All right, so this is what I'll do. Take a little bit of hot glue, put it here at the end. And again, you can get very creative with the different trunks that you have on here. I'm actually gonna stick 2 beads together and a little hot glue there. And look how cute this Christmas tree is. It's so cute, and I think the color's perfect too. It looks very Arctic. Now after this is dry, I'm actually just gonna take my wire and I can snip it and then just tuck it back up in that little trunk. And we've got a cute little Christmas tree. Feel free to trim it as needed. But I hope you enjoyed this craft and all these cute little ways that you can do a little faux bottle brush Christmas tree. Have a great holiday.